Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune is a name that is synonymous with Daytona Beach. While she was born to former slaves in South Carolina, Bethune called Daytona her home much of her adult life. She was driven to learn from an early age. While she had 16 siblings, Mary was the only one to receive a formal education. After moving to Daytona, Bethune opened a school just for African American girls in 1904. She did it with 5 students, $1.50, and lots of faith in God. That humble school would eventually become co-ed and grow into Bethune-Cookman College, or Bethune-Cookman University as we know it today. Over the years, Bethune became a mover and shaker on the national political stage. She served as an advisor to 4 U.S. presidents. Roosevelt tapped her to head the Office of Minority Affairs, the first black woman to lead a federal agency. She also served on what became known as FDR's Black Cabinet. Bethune and Eleanor Roosevelt were very close friends, so much so that the First Lady stayed in Bethune's house in Daytona on 2 different occasions, something seen as scandalous by white Southerners back in the day. So what did Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune have to do with where I'm at today, on a beach several miles south of Daytona? Like everywhere else in the South during the 1940s, Jim Crow laws dictated where black residents could and could not go. Daytona Beach was off limits. Bethune had seen her own students turned away from local beaches. She thought there should be a place where African Americans could enjoy the beach undisturbed, because, as she put it, the ocean was God's water. Bethune envisioned a year-round resort for this very spot and went to work making it a reality. She and other investors purchased 2.5 miles of oceanfront, plus land along the Indian River. By the 1950s, Bethune-Volusia Beach had become a popular destination for swimming, fishing, picnicking, and car racing. It was a hot spot where people came dressed to be seen. Visitors from as far away as Atlanta and Pittsburgh would stay in motels and private houses. I'm now on the riverside of the beach park, and I'm looking at this placard that says, according to an ad at that time, an architect and city planner has undertaken the task of creating the most beautiful city along the Atlantic Ocean. He has happily selected the theme of all buildings to be of Bermuda style. Bethune passed away in 1955, and right up until her death wanted this place to be a resort controlled by African Americans but open to all people. The larger development never took off, and by the 1970s, many of the black landowners had given up their property. With integration, beachgoers had other places to go, and Bethune's original vision faded. Today, this looks like any other beach park along the ocean front. It's now known simply as Mary McLeod Bethune Beach Park. It's one of many places in this area named for one of the greatest educators of all time, and a truly great American whose influence lives on.
Andrew Young was the first black swimmer to receive the International Swimming Hall of Fame Gold Medallion Award. He swam at Howard University in the 1950s, at a time when black men and women were excluded from most swimming pools in the country. Later on in his life, he decided to put in different additional swimming pools in other inner cities.
I think that people would rather eat and work than kill and hate. One of the things I always liked about Martin Luther King's approach to poverty and charity, he used to say that I admire the Good Samaritan, but I don't want to be one. I don't want to pick up people by the side of the Jericho Road after they've been beaten up and robbed. I want to find a way to change the Jericho Road. It's probably the fastest growing plant on the planet. And we're running out of sources of protein. It's a miracle plant. We're here in Louisiana because we think that it is possible for us to organize the growth of protein and the development of energy and the purification of water. In addition to creating ethanol, it left a pure organic vegetable protein with a natural growth hormone in it. Okay. This green slime may be one of the most nutritious plants on the face of the earth. The combination of ethanol and protein exploded my imagination. I got excited. It is possible for us to feed a planet, and we have figured out a way to grow duckweed so that you get the richest protein you can find maybe anywhere on Earth. In fact, soybean comes out something like 45, 46% protein. We're getting 47, 48, 50% protein out of duckweed. No fertilizer, no GMOs, nothing but the world as God made it. We have helped to develop a very sophisticated system for growing the duckweed, harvesting the duckweed, cooking it, and putting it in a centrifuge and drying it. It'll make a big difference in the lives of millions of poor people. We want to help ideas grow. We want to help people grow. We want to help the economies of the world grow. And that's what duckweed's about, a vegetable protein that will grow anywhere in the world where there's a warm climate. I have been in the refugee camps around the world. I have been in the streets of India and children begging from me in Atlanta. And one thing I can't escape, no matter where I go in the world, is that there are literally hundreds of millions of hungry people.
Hey guys, welcome to the model of aquaponic system that our foundation is working on, and we believe that it is the future of the food for planet.